Hello and welcome to the fifth episode of the Leather Lounge. My name is Sean Longstreet and I am the community advocate for Leather Wallet and host for the show. Today we are talking Bitcoin DeFi with Peter Watson, aka Visions.BTC from Velar. Peter is the Chief Marketing Officer for Velar, and Velar is a Bitcoin liquidity protocol that enables seamless swapping, trading, and the launching of assets on Bitcoin L2s. We'll explore how Velar is shaping the future of decentralized finance directly on Bitcoin and discuss the exciting developments awaiting the Nakamoto upgrade. So if you're curious about how to do more with your Bitcoin and meme coins and how to take advantage of liquidity pools, you don't want to miss this one. And if you're listening live, do get your questions ready and join us on stage for our chat with Peter. Peter, welcome to the lounge.
GM, thanks so much for having me, and thanks for being pretty flexible on time. I think this was originally scheduled when I was in the middle of a plane journey, so thanks for being flexible and getting it all sorted. But I'm super pumped for this chat. I've been listening to these before, so it's amazing to be on the other side of the microphone, I guess.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here, man. We're happy to accommodate to get a more flexible start to the show. So yeah, I know you've been traveling around a lot, living the Web3 life, just being kind of flexible and trying to balance all things. You have a really fascinating backstory that I want to get into in a little bit, maybe in the back half of the show after we just talk about Velar. But I know you're coming from Dubai, which is how you got connected with Velar. So I definitely want to explore that because I have some more questions. So yeah, man, in addition to my opening here about Velar, what else is important for us to know?
Yeah, let's go back to the moment I got involved with Velar, because I think it kind of makes sense to start there and go into this question. I mean, look, I moved to Dubai, and we can go into the reason why I moved to Dubai and different companies, but I moved to Dubai, and the first person I met in Dubai was Mithil, who's CEO of Velar, and we just got chatting about nothing other than we had stacks in common. That's all it was. We knew each other from crypto Twitter, and we just said, let's meet up, and now we're both in Dubai. And he told me about his idea, his concept, where he believed the world was going. And I was completely bought into that vision. So I invested. I was like the third investor in Velar because I truly believed that what Mithil was saying was the correct direction for the whole Bitcoin landscape. And I really wanted to get on board with that. I then, over the course of 6 months or so, just got to know the team on a friends level and realized that these guys were nothing but absolute thoroughbred Bitcoin killers. Like, these guys were top of the game. I've been in business since I was 16, and when you just meet people and you just know they're going to win, and you have those conversations, you have that feeling, that aura where these people are just going to do really, really well. That's exactly the feeling I got with everyone I met at Velar. I stand here really strongly and I say there is no better Bitcoin team right now in the whole space than Velar. We have the most incredible strength in depth, the most incredible collection between people who have been in kind of real world business and people who have done nothing but crypto. And when you blend it all together, you get some amazing stuff. I truly believe, and I was saying this on one of our kind of CXO calls of the day, like, we are laying the most beautiful foundations to build on top of now. We've got, we focus on security first. We believe in kind of the crypto native landscape. We understand what the community wants because we're literally from the community. There's people in our team who have never earned a real fiat dollar before. Like, they genuinely lived off USDT their whole life. And when you've got people like that working alongside people like myself who have been in business for, 12, 13, 14 years now, like, you've got such a great blend of talent. And, it's super exciting. And I think we're on the cusp of something pretty amazing, to be honest.
That's exciting, man. I would love to hear a little bit more about your start. Yeah, you said you are coming from Stacks. And then transition into, because you're working with more than just Stacks. You're working on anything that's happening in the L2 space. So yeah, let's start with, your home base, the original home of Stacks, and how that evolved to the greater ecosystem.
Yeah, so I started my first business when I was 16 and built the largest YouTube channel for kind of car audio how-to guides. We were getting around 20,000 views a day, had interest to be acquired by some UK PLCs. And then from that point, I then went and built numerous different brands, built a group based in the UK that would acquire brands that were going into administration and turn them around. And, my core skill set was always brand and growth, right? So we'd acquire a company that was going bust, maybe rebrand it or reskin it and then flip it out with new technology. And that's basically how and made a large proportion of my cash. Around about 2017, I kind of got really. I met this guy who just at some random networking event, and I just said, I knew he was a Bitcoiner, right? And I said to him, "This Bitcoin thing, is it real?" And he was like, "Yeah, just buy some today." So I called my dad up and I said, "Dad, how many times in your life have you heard to buy something and you've regretted not buying it?" And he said, "It happens more often than you think. If you think this could be one, just buy it." And he was really big in classic cars, right? Like he had like missed out on classic cars or sold a classic car earlier, so he kind of knew this idea that some things can hold value over a long period of time. So I started buying Bitcoin in 2017, and we literally were using our company profits to buy Bitcoin. And we never lived like a lavish lifestyle. We'd make good money and we would just reinvest it, and that's how we kind of built our business portfolio. And then in 2021, I think it was something like maybe 2022, I can't remember the exact date. I went to Bitcoin Miami and accidentally signed up to the Bitcoin Unleashed event, and just kind of like ambled into this random event that I thought was like a Bitcoin sign event. And what it actually was a Stacks event. It was like a full event focused on Stacks. And I was just like this random kid, like lost in Miami, like chatting to people about what Stacks was and why it was important. And I spoke to I think it was the Sigil guys. I think that's what they're called, and they were like super helpful. Like I like giving me the minute detail of why Stacks was important, and they literally onboarded me then and there. And I don't know where they're at these days, but like they were great. And from that point, I listened to kind of Munib, I listened to, I think it was Tycho, and some of the other guys on stage, and kind of really understood where this landscape was going. At that point, I started buying Stacks and getting really involved with the crypto Twitter community. And I kind of, the algorithm on Twitter just kind of finds your home, right? And it very quickly, my kind of anonymous account very quickly became like very focused around Stacks and the Stacks ecosystem. And then I, honestly was buying Stacks the whole time. Like, I think from like 32 cents or something, all the way up. I buy it was the whole way up. I truly believe that Stacks is one of the most impressive layers. And it's something I truly believe in. And not only that, like it's got me to where I am today, met some amazing friends, some great projects that are on top of Stacks. And Stacks will always be my core home, right? It's what really got me into Bitcoin DeFi. And yeah, that's kind of like how I got into it all from the start, really.
Dude, that resonates with me. It really does, because a similar start for me. It was Patrick Stanley whose interview on the Pomp podcast I heard about city coins, so that I had to do a little bit of research to figure out what Stacks was. And I looked into what would be necessary for mining it. Then I started doing research on Stacks, learning about, the L2 concept. And I'm kind of Bitcoin Maxi adjacent, where I'm just really the most interested in what's happening on Bitcoin, not as much interested on anything else. So yeah, man, I mean, that was the start, and I became super fascinated, and I started meeting everyone in the space, started going to, the conferences. I went to Bitcoin Unleashed last year in London. So like you said, it's full of super smart people, but people with integrity, and this is something that comes up a lot in a lot of these spaces. Somehow it just attracts good people who are there to help onboard the masses.
And I'll tell you the reason why I think that is because if you were in this for the money, and this is going to sound ridiculous, if you were in this for the money, I don't think you would be building on Stacks. This is going to sound ridiculous, right? I think you'd be creating some random L2 shitcoin on some shit chain, because when you go into Bitcoin layer 2s, you're basically sitting there admitting to yourself that you believe that Bitcoin is the most important asset in the world. And I actually had a DM today from somebody who said, "I think we're a competitor, but we'd love to partner with you." And I said, "I have no competitors. I'm loyal to Bitcoin." And I genuinely, it may sound like the most sarky thing of all time. I genuinely don't give a shit. Like, for me, Bitcoin is the most important asset of our generation. And we're almost sat here building what we believe the community needs and wants that will drive us in that direction. So, when I went to the Bitcoin Unleashed in Miami, it was very obvious to me that this was a room full of incredible talent that just kind of were too early, right? And it was like that's kind of what I realized. And like I said, one of the things that I pride myself on, and where I think I've done reasonably well from a business perspective, is I've been able to understand people who actually who are just good people, who have a really good aura, who are just want to do well and will do well. And I just got that vibe from the whole Stacks room that was exactly what was happening. And from that point, my holdings are very simple. I have Bitcoin, I have Stacks, and I have Velar. I have nothing else. I never been I did a bit of a shitcoining in 2017 and realized it was the wrong thing to do. And my narrative now is, if I call myself, I've tried to coin this phrase, which I think you might like. I call it the modern maxi. And a modern maxi is somebody that believes that Bitcoin is the most important asset in the world. And we don't really care how it gets there, but we just want it finalized on Bitcoin. So it's like this idea that as long as we finalize on Bitcoin, we're happy. We're happy to degen on the layer 2s or the eventual layer 3s, no doubt. We're happy to do all this random stuff. All we care is that it eventually finalizes on Bitcoin. And I think this is something that we're going to see more and more of. People who want to be associated with this new technology and this new growth and this new opportunity it has, but we still want the security. We still want that underlying asset that is Bitcoin. And that's why I'm super excited. And I've been to many different kind of Bitcoin events now since I've been part of the Velar team. And I completely believe that Bitcoin DeFi is going to be the biggest movement this cycle. It's where all of the investor money seems to be going. It's where all of the developers are now going. And I think I'm just super, super bullish on the whole space. And I just really believe that Velar has got the best team in the space doing the best work in the most secure way. There was actually a tweet that someone tweeted earlier that was about security and how we secure our LP and stuff. And I just forwarded the question to our devs because I don't know this stuff. Like, I'm a marketing guy. And he just replied, like, we can't touch user funds. Like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter how secure, how things are locked away. I can't even touch it. Like, it doesn't matter how it's secured then, right? So, we're fully crypto native. We are fully from the community, and we're building what we really want to use ourselves. And I think that when you've got that level of skill, that level of desire, that level of vision, I think that really at that point, we just need to keep building, keep our heads down, and eventually our time will come.
Love it, man. That resonates with me, and I think with everyone here, because we talk about that a lot. Everything settling on Bitcoin, the concept of decentralization. So before we talk about you guys launching soon on Bitfinex and what you're excited about, for the next year or so, let's talk about the last year or so, because I think you've been getting on everyone's radars more recently, but you've been around. Things have been going since last June. About a little over a year now. So walk us through the last year.
Yeah, so I'll go back to the very, very first point where I know Mythil kind of came up with this concept. It was I think it was March last year, pretty much. And I kind of sat down with him and he said, I've got this idea that I believe that we should have, every single dApp that's ever been created on Ethereum should be built on Bitcoin. And I believe this is the way the world's going to go. And look, he was talking to me and I was within the Stacks ecosystem. So I kind of half believed this. But he was very much kind of sitting there from a position of being like, no one's really talking about this. There was only Stacks. There was nothing else. There was a few dApps built on top of Stacks, but there was not this 100 Bitcoin layer 2s that are currently getting built. So he was very much thinking, further ahead. We then obviously started building in the background and rolling out these different projects. And we took the AMM to testnet, where we had something stupid like 160,000 testnet users or something crazy. And then it was insane. Like it completely blew up. Like it was amazing. And then there wasn't much interest. This is this interesting thing, and how early that I think everyone needs to realize that we actually are in this space. There was no real interest from investors, particularly early on. And then as soon as people started seeing what we were building and the user interest and where people started believing the world was going, all of a sudden, then we started getting some kind of investor interest, right? And it really kind of picked up towards the back end of last year. Then we partnered with Bybit, and we did a Bybit launchpad, and it was the most successful launchpad Bybit's ever done, right? Which is just crazy. Like, so not only were we the first Bitcoin ecosystem project on Bybit, we were also the most successful launchpad they've ever done. So this for me as like a marketing guy was opening two assets there. First of all, what we're doing is right. The path we're on is correct. But number two, it means that the community are ready for this. They're ready for this Bitcoin DeFi summer. They're ready to kind of get on board and they want to be part of the community. So that again was phenomenal. Everything broke when we first launched, as you may know. Like, we onboarded something stupid like 40,000 users on Stacks in like a day. We had something crazy like $3.5 million of community rewards sent out. Like we raised $3.5 million to build Velar, and we gave away $3.5 million on day one. Right? I mean, this for me is the epitome of what a community project should be about, right? Is that we raise money to build the project, we launch our token, the most successful launch Bybit's ever had, and we give away $3.5 million to our community. So, from that point, we then rolled into kind of building and shipping and taking things to the next level. We've then started building out our perp dex. The perp dex on Stacks is completely ready to be shipped. It's just we're waiting on Nakamoto at this point. So in the meantime, we then deployed last week or whenever it was, we deployed our PerpDex testnet on BitLayer. And we're also going to be deploying it on Bob as well, as like another announcement. And then after that, I mean, tomorrow we launch on Bitfinex, which is, in my opinion, as a Bitcoiner, like, you know, you can't get more exchange OG than Bitfinex, right? And it's where all the big Bitcoiners hang. You know, it's got huge amounts of value stored, and obviously it's heavily linked to USDT. And Paolo actually liked one of my tweets yesterday saying, like, you know, thanks for getting us on board with the Bitfinex community. So, you know, it just shows that what we're building is getting the right attention from the right people. You know, and I say this a lot, like, we can go out there and we can get, you know, views and eyeballs from completely irrelevant people, but we don't want that, right? We're Bitcoiners. We want to get eyeballs from people who truly believe that Bitcoin is the most impressive asset and the most important asset ever created. So we want to hang where they hang. Like, we could go and get listing on 10 different exchanges tomorrow that wouldn't have any real relevance to what we're trying to build. I want to be listed on Bitfinex. Bitfinex to me makes sense for what we're building. It makes sense to people who are currently Bitcoin holders who want to get more exposure to the Bitcoin ecosystem. And Velar is the perfect beta play on Bitcoin, in my opinion. So, you know, we're just going to keep head down, keep building. We know there's going to be challenges as we go. You know, recently we've had the Alex hack. And we've, you know, put all hands on deck trying to support the community in that way. We've onboarded something stupid like 10 new token projects onto the AMM. We've had, you know, 3 of my team have been full time on supporting the community, on getting them onboarded and supporting with, you know, things to try and help with the community effort. And then on top of that, you know, we've had to close our bridge to support the Alex hack as well, to make sure no funds were leaving. So we had the bridge getting closed. And at the same time as all that was happening, we were getting listed on Bitfinex, rolling out our PerpDex and doing a new partnership with Bob, right? So it's just all hands on deck all the time. But the great thing is it doesn't feel like work, right? And it doesn't feel like work from anyone from our community, from our team, because we are from the community. Like, if I quit tomorrow at Velar, I would still be on crypto Twitter. I would still be part of the Stacks ecosystem. I would still be part of Bitcoin, right? So this isn't a job for any of us. Like, we don't have any sort of times you clock in, clock out. Like, it's 24/7, no holidays. You pick up your phone, you're with your girlfriend, you're having breakfast, but the phone rings, you answer the phone, right? It's, you know, I said to my girlfriend, I said, it's going to be 12 to 24 months of just having 50% of me, right? And that's kind of if you're okay with that, I'm okay with it. If you're not, well, let's have a conversation, you know, because this is the moment in our lifetime where we have to be fully all in on making this happen. There are no second chances. There's no I've dropped the ball, I'll pick it up again and try and make it work. That's not how this game works. If you fuck up, you fuck up and you're out the game. So it's very much for us all in right now. You know, you can see in the way we communicate, you can see in the way in which we try and balance things. I did a tweet an hour ago or so. I was in the gym, just landed, so I thought I'd go to the gym, and I did a tweet and I thought, the BNS community has not had any hype from us. And I really love the BNS community, the Bitcoin name server community, and we should do something to support them. So I did a tweet, like, give me some ideas. Like, I want to help the BNS community because I'm from the BNS community. Like, I've got loads of BNS myself. I believe that the Bitcoin name server makes so much sense. Like, give me some ideas. This is not coming from a strategic place. This is coming from a place of me being from the community, wanting to help the boys out that help me out. You know, these are everyone's friends. You know, and without, I don't want to mention Alex too much, but this is why I was so upset with the Alex hack. Because the Alex hack for me wasn't about Alex losing money. It was about my friends losing money. Like, the people that lost $30 million were my friends. I've been in this community since 2017. These are my friends that lost money. So this is why it was not, you know, onboarding these tokens. I wasn't thinking about the advantage of onboarding tokens for Velar. I was thinking, how do I onboard these tokens to help my friends out? And I think that's where we're different. I genuinely think this is where we're different.
Yeah, that resonates because the community, I mean, we've all been around together, and I do feel that universal support. So it's just, obviously it's horrible what happened, but like you said, it's affecting everyone and people we know. So it's good that you guys are all hands on deck. It sounds like you're just firing on all cylinders right now. You got a lot of plates spinning.
Yeah, I mean, look, you get one chance, right? This is the thing. Mythos says this to me all the time. You get one shot of this. Like, you can't come back for next cycle. You know, like, you know, you decide this cycle was your cycle. You decided this was your time to build what you want to build. So you've got to give it all in now. And I say this all the time. You know, my team is amazing. You know, we have some amazing people within my marketing team specifically. You know, I work with them all the time. And then, you know, I then will hop into the CTO team or the CPO team, and I'll chat to some of their guys, and they're equally amazing. I'm blown away again. And I'm like, speak to Mythal, you know, all the time. And I'm just so bullish on Mithel's vision. The things Mithel is speaking about and the direction of travel that he wants to go and where he wants to take this is bigger than I can possibly even think of. I work in the here and now. I work in what we're building today and what we need to be rolling out kind of in the next month or so. Mithel is already planning what's going to be happening in 2 or 3 or 4 years. And I think having someone who's got the vision that's looking further than just today sets us up in a really good chance, to build game-changing, generational affecting technology that is going to support the Bitcoin ecosystem for as long as we can remember.
Yeah. Wow. So I think, most people in the room live right now are following you 100%. But one thing that I really want to do with this show is help onboard new people. So, let's zoom out a little bit and make the assumption that, maybe there's some people listening that, they're new to Bitcoin. Maybe they think about it as like, digital gold, right? So for the most part, to them, it's a store of value. But now they're learning that there's also the settlement layer of it. It's a decentralized network. And they're starting to learn that they can do something with their Bitcoin. It can do something for them. So just walk us through, they connect their Leather wallet to Velar.co. What can they do with their Bitcoin to make it productive for them?
First and foremost, I think that it's really important that we don't get things twisted, right? For most people, Bitcoin is the greatest thing they can ever buy and do nothing with. For most people. And I think there's sometimes you have to understand that the narrative that everyone should do something with their Bitcoin is not real. It's not true. For most people who are maybe like a boomer that has sold a house and wants to protect themselves from inflation, I think they're more than happy to put their Bitcoin in a multi-sig and give it to their grandkids and just know that their kids are looked after, right?
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
That's the first thing. Like, you've understood, you've learned that Bitcoin is the greatest store of value you can ever have, right? That's the number one thing. You figured this out. Then you decide, okay, cool. Maybe you get a bit confident now. You've got your Bitcoin. You're happy with what you've got. Now you want to go do something else with it. Right now on Velar, you can swap to some of the different tokens that you want to be participating in, whether it be someone who's got a new great idea that wants to participate, completely decentralized exchange. So there's no one going to be saying what you can and can't list. I got a message today from somebody who wanted to list their token, and they said, are there any minimum requirements for stacks in the liquidity pool? And I said, no, because we're a decentralized exchange. If you want to list a token, you list a token. This is the thing. Like, I truly from the community for the community. We'll be rolling out really soon some of our first launchpad projects. So if you have an idea and you want to raise some capital from the Stacks ecosystem, you'll be able to launch your project on there and raise money. Again, is there going to be any sort of criteria? Well, yeah, we're going to do a bit of due diligence on Launchpad, but realistically speaking, if you're somebody with a great idea, you should be launching the Velar, because we're a decentralized protocol that's trying to push decentralization in every single way. I want people to build on Bitcoin. And then we've obviously got our perp decks, right? So our perp decks will be the world's first, well, it is, I can say it is now. It is the world's first perp decks built on Bitcoin. So what you'll be able to do is leverage trade Bitcoin up to 20x leverage with Bitcoin finality, right? No one's ever been able to do this in the history of mankind. So, what we're doing here is we're bringing everything that has been proven a success on Ethereum or any of the different layers to Bitcoin, right? So we always call Ethereum the testnet. I've actually got 2 cats with me right now that say ETH was the testnet. Like, I wear them around. I wore them. I was on the plane. Going to Bitcoin Asia, and two guys came on and were like, "I absolutely love your hat. Like, it's just like a proper V sign to Ethereum. Like, it's like you were the test net. We're all leaving you now. All your builders are coming over here too. It is what it is. So, and this is just the start. This is like literally just day one in the office. Like, time is going super fast for us right now. Like, every week that goes by feels like a day. And we're not stopping here. Like, we 100% are not stopping it just what we built here. Obviously, now we're going to come down to optimization of some products, bringing in some feedback the community has given us, making sure the perp decks through the testnet phase is how it should be. But then we're going to build some more stuff and build some more stuff. We have 4 phases of products that we are rolling out, and the perp decks is stage 2. So if you think the world's first perp decks on Bitcoin is stage 2, like, have a start thinking what stage 4 is going to be about, right? And many people have asked me about founder token unlocks and stuff. We have, I think it's like 4 or 5 years. I can't remember the exact allocation, but it's a long time for founders to get the tokens out. Point being, this is not a short-term plan. Right? This is not a short-term plan. This is not a one cycle play. This is not a 1 year quick thing. This is something that we want to be building for all of eternity. And as Mithil says to me, he always says to me, he goes, we can't do this twice. Like, we can't just do this once, be like, cheers, guys, thanks so much. We're going to build another project next week. It's not how it works. You know, by default, we have attached our name to this brand, this project, this timeline, and we will deliver on the message that we need to do. So, you know, I don't know how we got to that topic. I do this a lot. I kind of go in and out the houses, but hopefully the point came across.
Man, I just wound you up and you've been taking care of the rest. It's been great. All right. So NFY, thank you for jumping on stage. You've got you've been waiting patiently with your hand up. What do you want to ask?
I just wanted to comment that I've been in this space for quite some time now. And to be honest, I think I was maybe misguided or maybe, introduced in the wrong way. That I had most of my focus on NFTs, right? And my Bitcoin maximalist friends were, always just scolding me outright that, all of this is a speculation play, and you just have to rotate your profits in Bitcoin. That's what they said. And I was like, no, fuck off, Bitcoin is not the shit and whatnot. But now when I think of this is the best amalgamation of, everything that we can think of, because with Bitcoin's security and, I feel layer twos could definitely be one of the greatest thing ever. And of course, there's this provenance factor and whatnot. But I really feel Bitcoin DeFi could do wonders. Right now, I'm studying medicine right now. So I'm thinking of ways of, collaborating blockchain, especially Bitcoin and medicine. I recently read about Michael Saylor's Orange Protocol as well, where he's planning to, first of all, introduce that for email, but later he plans it to use for storing medical data, certificates, and whatnot, right? So I feel the space has been really matured. I love it. I love it. This is the builders market, definitely. And yeah, guys, great conversation. Great conversation.
NFY, thank you so much for those contributions. You're right. And yeah, you're talking about, the possibility of decentralized storage too, which is just another mind-blowing gift to the world that this is. And we talk a lot about some of the use cases with that too. I know Rena, who is with Trust Machines, she was talking in one of these spaces about how she stored really precious voice memos from her dad. She's going to have that forever. It'll never go away, even if iCloud goes down, AWS goes down, it's going to be there forever. So, and for me, I've done a little bit of, art as ordinals, but also I've inscribed things that just have personal meaning to me. I'm never going to sell them, but it's just, I know it's going to be there forever.
I think you made a really good point there, FY. I think that was perfect. I think we're gonna. I mean, Bitcoin DeFi is something that's happening. Like it just is. Like it's a train that's going to be moving. You can be on it or off it. I think there's going to be two layers. So I don't know if people know this. There's actually layer one solutions coming out with smart contracts now, which is interesting. But the problem with that is it's slow blocks and it's expensive fees. But they are coming. And I think we could actually end up seeing two different solutions here. One which is I want more security, and the other one is I want security, but I want speed too. So there's going to be, I think, two layers in which people are going to be start operating within Bitcoin. So things that you like 100% need security for, you don't care about how long it takes or how much it costs, will probably be done on layer one. But things where you want to be able to use the speed, like things like perp trading and stuff like that, like you're going to have a layer two to be able to do that. But it's super fascinating. I think NF4, I think you said something great there. I think in the end, everything comes to Bitcoin. Honestly, it's just a matter of time at this point. I truly believe that the moment the ETF was announced for Bitcoin, that was it. Like, it's done. It's finished. We won. Well done, guys. Like, you were early. And I think like at that point now, it's like, cool, it's done. It's legal. It won't be overruled now. Now it's just a builder's game. And we need the best builders in the world to build on this space. And we need to bring them from different spaces. Like, I would say one of the hardest roles you can fill right now in Bitcoin is marketeers. Because there's loads of devs, but find me some marketeers who have got Web3 experience, right? There's not really many, right? So we just need to start bringing these people across now from the Web2 world, giving them some early experience and where we can, and bring them through, because this is the only way we can start really leveling up the ecosystem and driving things forward, is having impressive communicators that can get the right message across. And I said this from day one with our team, which is, I don't want you ever to use big, fancy, confusing words. We want to be onboarding the next generation. And to do that, we have to be easy to understand. And that's been like our message throughout, really.
Wow, man. I just want to back it up and remind everyone about the point that you're making here. We don't just need devs. I mean, we need everyone in the space, obviously. But I think that's the common assumption is like, oh, there's an opening, it's for a dev. But we need people with communication skills and who can break down these concepts and use plain language. So that's a good point. Thank you for articulating that. NFY, go for it.
No, I just want to say, said what Vision said. I feel right now the Bitcoin DeFi space is really fun because we have to bring back the maxis and actual builders, right? And I mean, it's the best thing ever, right? I cannot emphasize it on enough that of course there's this provenance play, but the security part of it, and I feel this could really be something. And of course we need builders, we need innovators. I feel I have said this enough. I really love all of the cat VM guys and Trevor and whatnot, because by them launching the ordinance collection, it was a huge mass onboarding, right? We saw a lot of engineers and we saw a lot of developers that came into the space and started innovating, right? We need innovators more than all of the people that are just fucking around and buying meme coins. Of course I love the part, I love meme coins, I love trading all of it. But when people builders like developers, innovators, entrepreneurs come into the space and start finding real cases applications, I think that would really move the space forward, right?
And FY, I think there's an interesting angle on this, right? So we created memestacker.com with an idea that anybody with like a computer can literally create their own meme coin, right? That was the idea. And we did this for two reasons. First reason we did it is because I believe meme coins bring the users. So if someone really wants a meme coin, they're gonna onboard with a Leather wallet. They're gonna come to Velar. They're gonna buy it. Right? We've got a new user from the meme coin. But the second reason is most entrepreneurs and builders who haven't got the technological aspect to build something, they're going to start with a meme coin first. Then they're going to get involved with the community. Then they're probably going to have an idea. Then they're going to meet a dev from the community. Next thing they know, they're building an actual real case project. And guess who are the people that onboarded them? It was Visions at Velar, right? Now I've got them on the launch pad. Now they're using the DEX. Now they're supporting us within the ecosystem, all because he onboarded them through a meme coin, right? So
No. That's what I'm saying. No, don't
yeah.
take it the wrong way. No, I love memes, and I feel memes, NFTs, ordinals, runes, all of these are great onboarding tools to get the whole everyone, get a teacher, get a dad, get your friends, everyone to the space and have some real fun, and of course innovate, right? And I think it's really fun. Of course, meme coins is a great onboarding tool. We need everyone on. We need every hands on deck. We need to innovate. So of course, meme coins are great.
And
great.
FY, I agree. I think the interesting angle is the second part that I said, not the first part. Everyone says they're great to onboard users. No one's saying that it brings the actual builders, and I think it generally brings the builders long term, because like then you start building your own community around you. Like look at the Odin guys, right? I think the Odin guys are in here right now, right? They came to me and said, Pete, we want to launch a meme coin, so we onboard them on Velar as a meme coin. Now they're launching a DEX, right? So I don't know if that was their long-term plan. I have no idea. I'm going to actually assume that it was not their plan, right? And actually they created a meme coin that has done really well, been a great support to the Velar ecosystem. And now they're building a DEX off the back of it, right? And that was, in my opinion, exactly the path I'm talking about. So now we've got a partnership, we've got a friendship. They're going to look after us, we'll look after them, because we started from day one together. So that's the alternative that I don't think people are talking about, is that meme coin creation actually creates more development and adoption. Hi, Roller, mate. Jump in.
Oh, hey. I just wanted to first thank, Visions, Peter, for, first, he's actually being super humble about the whole, supporting the meme side on Stacks, but, he hasn't mentioned it, but, I love how Velar and him have stepped up, when the community had needs, and specifically around meme coins. As we all know, memes are manifestations of us, our pure representation of our energy. All of us who are, putting into memes, we're generally putting it in when memes are low, and we're all going into a community and then building, right? So, when we meet support from Velar, not pushback, that's insane. We love that. And, first, I just wanted to thank, y'all for that. And second, onto the meme coins being incredible, for builders on Stacks. Building on Stacks needs community and it needs a purpose, right? And so everything that is currently generally built on Stacks comes from like VCs, comes from certain kind of like people have a certain idea. But with meme coins, the ideas are different, right? They're more about how do I benefit the community, right? Which is a lot more pure than specific financial products or specific dexes, and those are great too, but the community can come up with more creative ideas, right? And so that energy has to go somewhere. And so I do think meme coins, they allow for, long term, it's also more about, it's easier to build on Stacks and easier to build on meme coins than it is to do native Bitcoin development, in my opinion. And moreover, it's becoming more and more easy with Stacks. So I think that channeling your energy and building out your infrastructure on meme coins, on Stacks, that's something that you should actually look forward to.
Yeah, that was age, man. I completely agree. I think that it all comes from that central point, and it's all about building community, and then you can direct that community to do your next thing. I mean, look at the guys at Rue as well. Like the guys at Rue, they launched the meme coin, and now they're I don't know how public it is what they're building, so I don't want to kill it for them. But now they're building like a whole infrastructure play, which is wild, right? From kangaroos to infrastructure. So like this all came from a meme coin where Jack just messaged me one day and said, Pete, can you list this on Velar? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can. And now they're building an infrastructure play. So like, what High Roller says is spot on. Like we are so open to meme coins because like I just said to you, like it starts with a meme coin. Next thing I know, you're building infrastructure. Like it's just kind of crazy. And that's how we roll. Like we honestly have never said no to a meme coin. Like we just say yes to people.
Yeah. I think so many people are, attracted to the space because of the number go up technology, but then they walk in the room, they're like, oh, this is a good room, I want to stay here. And one thing that we haven't talked yet related to community is the art that's happening here, because a lot of people stick around for the art and they find some community that's maybe there's an artist who does like a great collection, but there's culture there, and community is important, but every community has their subculture. Obviously, that connects to memes too. So that's another thing that I love, bouncing around in so many of these different communities within Stacks. And I brought Hero up here because I think a lot of us are familiar with the DeGrants program. Good Kitty is doing a lot with building out art, creating community, creating culture. So yeah, Hero, would you mind giving us a quick, we try to check in with you, every week. What's latest with the DeGrants program? Fill us in.
Hey, sure. Happy to chat DeGrants any time of the day. But yeah, no, we are getting ready for launch. Friday, actually, application will open. So you can, just click a button, submit your application if you want. But what we encourage is actually everybody come together, talk to each other, tell us your background, tell us what you want to build. We sort of help you, almost like nurture you and help you find, if you need marketing skill set to complement you as a founder, we try to facilitate that. If you are a founder who is a creative founder, you need a dev, we probably got some dev talent that can help you. So it's more than just a grants program. That, as it turns out, like slowly we are evolving from a grant program to almost like a resource Kickstarter support, where we can help accelerate the current projects and also help any general grants. So next week, we're going to start hosting Twitter Spaces every day. Well, we already have been, but it was more like program design phase, where we get each individual sub-community coming together, the best brains in each community, say, how would you want to see this allocation of money goes? What's the best impact? How do you want to deliver that? And now we got like some kind of targets now. And then now next week, we're going to start supporting applicants. So you come on, share yourself, share your stories, share your project ideas. We help you scope it. We help you hash it out. Maybe your thing already been built in some sense. Maybe we help you to change direction, or we can tell you this is missing in Stacks. Maybe this is where your skill set can fit in. So yeah, every day Twitter Spaces next week. Monday is developer, Tuesday NFT, DeFi, Wednesday BNS, Thursday community governance, Friday so almost like all hands get together, share some wins, share some thanks to each other, shout outs to each other. So that's the plan. And over the next month and half, we'll be doing this and announce a winner in mid-July.
Hero, if there's anything that we can do from like a project perspective to support this in any way, just let me know. I mean, obviously, jumping into spaces every day is a bit tough for me, but like, if there's anything that you think we can do to support you, or any projects that you hear about that want to chat to any of our guys regarding like launch pads or token listings or anything within the ecosystem, then just shoot me a DM or something, bro, and we'll get it sorted. I'm trying to drive this whole ecosystem forward, like. And we've got some amazing people on the team that are also driving it with me. I don't know if you guys know Resh and Razel, who have been absolutely phenomenal in supporting me on this initiative since the Alex stuff. So anything that we can do, just let me know, and we'll support where we can.
Yeah, no, that's awesome to hear. You are probably the first established projects to offer this support and collaboration, and we are based in DeGrants, and we keep hearing all kinds of projects, ideas. You mentioned the BNS things today, and yeah, like there's a lot going on in the BNS space right now. They are doing some API improvements that allows different applications to plug and play this API and help different application builders to integrate BNS. Yeah, DeFi stuff. Yeah, so I definitely keep that in mind. And if you tune into some of the spaces, you'll start to hear what we're up to. But yeah, what I'm doing is, on the DeGrants website, I'm almost like putting like a section for like common pool of resources people can tap into. We have like front-end UI UX guys, we have brand and marketing guys, go-to-market support, strategy guys, developer support. So I'll add you into this sort of DeFi collaboration, maybe as a little things that anybody can tap into. Then everybody who comes through DeGrants can go, okay, if you want to collaborate on DeFi, go to Velar.
Yeah, honestly, bro, anything that can help drive the ecosystem forward, just put me down for. We can support.
Yeah, that's what the DeGrants is all for. We are basically just a small bit of money to see how we can make the maximum impact to drive stacks. So our missions are perfectly aligned.
Truly, yeah, they are. Thank you so much, Hero, for giving us that back. The overall view again. So I pinned a tweet from Hero. If you want to learn more about the DeGrants program, check them out on console. I think they have a Discord, but it's more active on console. And they've got weekly spaces. Next week they're going to do daily. Yesterday I was on Good Kitty's space about art on stacks, and I interviewed some of the stewards in the program. So if you're curious to know more about that, you can go back and listen to that spaces. We're also going to be releasing some of these episodes on our Leather YouTube as well, coming soon. So yeah, there's just definitely stay involved with them. I also want to shout out a couple of fantastic people in the audience. Trippin' Monkey is always super supportive. Dave, I see you in the audience. Stuart, I see you there too with the 100 giveaways from the Welsh. Talk about a really focused, fired up team and community in the Stacks ecosystem. Welsh is also firing on all cylinders. Teflon Musk, I see you there making art all the time. Thank you. And Resh, I said in our Telegram chat, but Resh is the oldest, most familiar voice to me in this entire space, because when I was first getting into Bitcoin, there was the thing called Clubhouse that people would listen to, and Resh's voice is iconic. So I know he's just listening today, but if you ever get the chance to listen to Resh's voice, it's unforgettable. So I heard this person's talking about Bitcoin, and then I went over to the Stacks ecosystem and started jumping onto those Twitter spaces, and I thought, hey, I recognize that guy. So there's so many fantastic people. We're starting to get old together, you guys.
and do you know what the funniest thing about all this is Resh is now working with us on partnerships as well. So like, we get all the OGs together. They eventually join Velar. That's how it works. Also, just on the Welsh giveaway, like super proud that we supported that. We gave away, I think it was 10,000 Velar tokens. So yeah, like when I heard that what Stu and the team were doing at Welsh and trying to drive it forward. I mean, look, the market's not been great for anyone in this ecosystem, and it's great that the guys at Welsh had a plan in place, a structured plan. All the community got together to drive it further forward. So we were happy to support them in any way we can, and we always do. Like I've said to the guys at Welsh all the time, anything we can do to support you, we will. And it's crazy, right? I say this to everybody, like. It may sound like I just say that's a way I say is this, but it's true. Like, find me someone we've not helped. Find me someone who's come to me for help, and I've said no. It just doesn't happen. We always try and find.
And I'm very proud to say I managed to convince a steward to come on board as a steward in our community and governance track, and also under our DeFi track. So he will be, leveraging his experience and knowledge to help us in DeGrants as well. It's a collaboration. So because he's been doing amazing work, and I see that, and I really want him to come and set examples, set the model for the rest of the community to inspire others. So I think his knowledge is super appreciated, and happy to have him helping us in DeGrants.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what we call a win, help win. And if you want something done, ask the busiest person you know. That's what I get reminded of. I know Stuart's got a lot on this plate, as we all do. NFY, High Roller, thank you so much for jumping on with your questions. Hero, thank you for coming. Visions.BTC. You have, Peter, you've made my job like super easy. You laid it all out there so beautifully for us. Your fire and passion is like, it's contagious. So thank you for bringing that big energy here.
Thanks so much for having me. If you want to jump on another one anytime soon, let me know. It was good fun. It's great to interact with everyone as well and hear what they want to do and try and help everyone drive the ecosystem forward.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to sign off. I also want to put a plug out. So a couple weeks ago, we had Brett send a little recording in for us so that we can get a check-in from Gamma. And if anyone else in the community would like to just send me a little voice memo, giving me an update, we record these every week at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday. But if that timing doesn't work out for you, just send me a voice memo, give me a little update of what you're up to, and I would love to play that at the end of the show. So that being said, thanks for listening to this episode of the Leather Lounge. Leather is your gateway to everything Bitcoin, from DeFi to stacks, ordinals, runes, stamps, NFTs, and more. Visit us every Wednesday at 1:30 and check out our blog and Learn Center at leather.io. Thanks again for joining, everyone. I'll see you next week.